This is the story about an African American woman who is passionate about professional wrestling and goes to countless events. She then, one day, gets the idea to start a wrestling talk podcast to talk about her favorite wrestlers and wrestling programs. She has a home podcasting room full of wrestling memorabilia that she uses to do the show, and every week you can tune in and join in the conversation. This is the story about an African American.
Welcome to Rumble Time. I am your host, Queen Gemini. Boy, did we have a weekend of wrestling. Woo! Yesterday kicked it off. Yeah, I will say that. Yesterday kicked it off. Yesterday, Friday night SmackDown was way better than last week's. And last week's viewership was really bad. They only had 1 million views compared to 4 years ago when they had 3 million views. But we know the reason for that. But honey, this week they did a lot better. Um, Road Dogg is still in charge of creative control. He still has creative control. So, but they said he was getting some assistance, and they was making changes, and you could tell. Um, I'm just gonna touch on some of the highlights, the good parts of it. Um, Sami Zayn had, his nice little United States Open challenge, and Shinsuke Nakamura answered that call. He's back, so it was a good match. It was going good and lovely, and I was happy. And why them EFTs or MFTs or whatever you want to call them had to mess up the daggone match. Oh, they messed it up. I was so mad. But not only is Nakamura back, but Tama Tonga is back. And they all was in the face paint, white face paint with little red thing above their eyes and stuff. Now, from what I am told, this is the face paint that Tama Tonga wore when he was over in New Japan Wrestling. And that's all nice and lovely. But I thought he was going to side with Jacob because when Solo left them hanging and everything, Jacob was still there. But no, he done lined himself back up with Solo. So I was very disappointed in Tamatonga. But anyway, so now they got Tamatonga, and they just think they just gonna jump on everybody. So they jumped on Sammy, messed up the whole little match, knocked, threw Nakamura out of the ring. But I thought Shinsuke, when he left, he was a heel. Um, so I thought he was still gonna be a heel. Shinsuke was like, y'all better put some respect on my name. Y'all don't know who I am. He jumped back up in that ring and he got to fighting with Sammy. But of course, of the numbers game, they they put him down, unfortunately. And I was like, oh shoot, something got to be done about these mugs. So now, Solo come out there, like he done something, but she ain't done nothing. But he got Tamaloa. No, wait a minute. Yeah, Tamaloa, Tamatonga, JD, and Talatonga. So now he got all of them. That's his family tree. We're gonna talk about these idiots further down the line. And I saw somebody, we'll talk about it. Because it was a statement that was made about Nikki Cross that I didn't appreciate. I'm like, you better put some respect on my girl's name. Um, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Okay. So that was two big returns. Okay. So Cody got out there, came out there, and he was running off at the mouth about something I zoned all the way out because I didn't want to hear it no more. Um, then when he goes to the back, Jacob steps up to him and he was like, "Well, when you get done with Seth, I'm next. You're gonna have to see me." I was like, "See, that's what I'm talking about, brother. Tell him because we need to put that title on you because I'm really getting tired of Cody." And see, after I explain to y'all what happened, when we talk about Crown Jewel, you gonna see why I it's time to take this title off of him and put it on somebody more. Yeah, it needs to go on somebody else because I ain't never been so mad before in my life. But I'm trying to hold that in until we get to Crown Jewel. So Nick told Jacob, that's why I like. That's what I like. Somebody with initiative. You tell them, like, hey, this is what I'm coming for you. Back how they used to do back in the day. They'll roll up and like, look, I'm taking the title off of you. I don't care what you say. Nick was like, I like that. I need to talk to you. I got some ideas for you. I need to see you in my office. He was like, okay, cool. So he finna go to Nick's office, and here come Drew McIntyre raggedy behind. He gonna hit my boy and jump on my boy. I said, see, that's why you weak. That's why don't nobody like you. That's why don't nobody respect you. Cause you want to sneak attack people and stuff. See, when Jacob beat you down, Jacob was standing to you face to face. It wasn't no sneak attack. You saw it coming. But no, you had to sneak attack him. But that's all right. Jacob gonna get you. Jacob gonna handle his business. You gonna pay for that. You gonna wish you hadn't done that. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But then moving right along. Moving right along. Let's see what else happened. Oh yeah. The Street Profits had a tag team match with the Wyatt Six, right? And yeah, it was way too many people out there. But that's what happens when you got the Y6. Now Uncle Howdy was not there. Okay, that was the only person missing was Uncle Howdy. Now B-Fab for once did her job. Nikki interfered. She threw Nikki over the steps. But then when Aaron Rowan walked up on her, she hold up. I'm like, girl, no, step to him, because you could take him down. I can't say how, but you can take him down. Just y'all use your imaginations. You'll get in a minute. But no, then Nikki popped up and knocked the crap out of her. I was like, you are useless. Why are you there? Because it'd have been a whole different outcome with me in my cane at ringside. Um, but of course, the White Six, they retain their titles and all that good stuff. So they in the ring, having their little celebration and stuff. Why does these EFT what is they called? MFTs. I call them EFTs. Lord, I done called them. I'm calling them everything but they name. That's just how much I dislike these people. Uh, MFTs. Here we go. The MFTs come out there to the ring. I'm like, is y'all on that stuff? If you are, you better get off of it because y'all about to get hurt. These are not the problems that you want. Okay? But no, they out there, they gonna surround the ring and they gonna get up on the little apron and stuff. And the Y6 is standing there like, what? This Solo gonna get up in the ring. When I say Nikki Cross stepped to him, Nikki Cross is 3 feet tall. What is Solo? Six feet, maybe? Six. Whatever he is, she's, he towers over her. That didn't mean nothing to Nikki. Nikki stepped to him like, what? What do you want? didn't back down, didn't flinch, didn't do nothing. I said, see, that's my girl. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you do. She stood, I mean, she stood toe to toe with him. And they circled the way they circled. It was smooth too. They just kind of rotated. And the EMTs was where they could get on out the ring and go up that ramp, right? She still standing face to face with Solo. Ain't flinched, ain't moved, ain't backed down or nothing. When he backed up, she stepped forward. I said, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's that's why I like Nikki Cross as Sister Abigail. Uh, that yes, that works perfect for her. Cause honey, she wasn't showing no fear, and neither was the Wyatt Six. I'm like, these are not the problems that y'all want. Y'all better go and find y'all something safe to do. Because when you got people like the Wyatt Six that has no problem channeling that inner dark side. We talking about Gacy and Rowan and all, and Uncle Howdy and them. Yeah, those ain't people you want to be coming out there messing with, picking fights and stuff with. You better go over there and keep messing with Sammy and them and leave these mugs alone. But no, I don't think Solo is bright enough to do that. That's what I'm thinking. That would be awesome if they end up the the um the MFTs facing the Wyatt Six at War Games. Now that would be a good one. That would be good. I Yeah, I enjoy seeing that. Now you would think it couldn't get no better than that. I'm like, SmackDown is lit tonight. It is lit. We done got the return of Shinsuke. We done got the return of Tonga. What's his name? Tama Tonga. Um, Even though I'm mad at him, but I was like, how long you gonna be injured, buddy? But it was nice seeing him back. I will say that. But for the main event, Aleister Black facing Damian Priest in a last man standing match. Now, when they made an announcement for this match, I told my husband, and even my husband said, Priest gonna lose this. We already knew this is Aleister Black. Now, I like Damon. Damon's all right, but my loyalty goes to Aleister Black because when Aleister, I knew Aleister longer than I knew Damien. I remember his first run with WWE, and when they let him go, I was so mad at Vince. If I had seen Vince, it'd have been on site. Adore Aleister. When I heard that he was coming back, I was so happy. I didn't know what to do. I was like, y'all better not be playing with my emotions. I'm going to root for Aleister every time. So I knew what was going to happen. Aleister ain't no joke. He ain't the one to be played with. So they was battling good, starting off good, battling, just going at it. I don't know if that was a speaker or what that was they was on top of. I don't even know why Damien got himself up there. I'm like, dude, this ain't gonna end well for you. Honey, Damien had the upper hand. He did. Aleister was down. I'm like, come on, Aleister, you got something up in you. Why? Over the barricade, here comes Selena Vega. Now, if you did not know, Selena Vega is married to Aleister Black. She done knelt it from, she's like, you like, no, leave him alone, go on. Just leave him alone. Damien saying a few words or whatever he was saying. She looks back at Aleister. Aleister just takes his head and, motions for her to, get on down. Get on down. It's going to be all right. Get on down. So Damien's standing there wasting time. See, this is what you don't do. You don't stand there thinking and stuff with Aleister Black. He's standing there thinking, looking at the crowd and stuff. Then he pulls them straps of his down. Well, he was too daggone late. Alistair came up, and this is something that I have not seen in years. I got so daggone excited, I was just a hollering. And my grandsons was here, and they had to come and remind me to use my inside voice. Alistair threw a fireball up in Damien's face. And what's that kid? Black mass. He hit him with the black mass. That mug fell off that speaker and threw a table or something down there on the floor. And I was like, well, he ain't getting up. Honey, he didn't get up. And Alistair won that last man standing match. Uh-huh. Told you, caught you slipping again. So Alistair Black took that win. I was so happy and excited to see that. Yes, a fireball. A fireball. Something I ain't seen a fireball in years. I ain't seen a fireball in the WWE since the Attitude Era. When that sucker went on, I was like, yes. Yeah, I got a little too excited about that. Then they running all down there with towels and stuff, putting it on his face. And I was like, well, he shouldn't have been slipping. He called him slipping. What can I say? I don't know what to tell you. I know y'all that's not nice. I shouldn't say that. But hey, it is what it is. This is Alistair Black. He ain't no joke. You can't play with him. You better find you something safe to do. Now, Crown Jewel. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see, I was up at 5 a.m. Okay. The what is it? The pre-show started at 6. So it was a nice little picture up there that was, um playing lovely little music, and had a nice little sound to it until, that time it'll let you know how long you had before 6 o'clock, right? And I'm trying to keep my eyes open. I'm like, okay, we can make it. Here comes 6 o'clock. So they telling you about all the matches, how we got there, I'm like, we know this. Why am I watching this? We already know how we got here. So they go through their little thing. It was all right. Then we get down to the nitty gritty. The what we was there for at the crack of dawn. 8 a.m. Crown Jewel kicks off. First match up. Mm, mm, mm. First match was the Australian street fight. Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. As much as I screamed, yelled, and cussed, I am surprised that I still have a voice to even be able to do the show tonight. Because I wasn't too happy. I wasn't too happy. We knew. I wish they would stop calling stuff street fights, because they're not street fights. Roman hit him with a cricket bat or something, and he had some little footballs or something. He threw one at Heyman and threw one at Braun. 2 tons of fun, and it yeah, a kendo. I think yeah, kendo sticks came into play or something. It just it's not the street fights that we know of from back in the day. You know, where they would literally rip off the street side and bring that in and beat you within an inch of your life with it. Or they done took somebody walker or something and they would use it for a weapon. It's not those street fights anymore. And I wish they would stop calling them street fights. It's really starting to irritate me. Now, of course, Braun Breaker had to get involved. So that made me even madder. I don't even know why I got mad because we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. Now, he gets involved. So it's 2-on-1. Literally 2-on-1. Next thing you know, you hear the Usos music. I get happy. Excuse me. I get happy because I'm like, okay, this is gonna even things up. He got the backup. Y'all, Jay accidentally put Roman through the table. There was a table in the ring set up in the corner turnbuckle, and he was going after Bronson Reed, and he accidentally he speared and he was going to spear Bronson and speared Roman. Oh, the way I hollered, you would thought I got speared. So when he got up, turned around, Breaker speared him. Then 2 tons of fun pulls Roman over, close to the, other corner and hits him with the tsunami, and he got the 1, 2, 3. When I say I lost what little bit of mind I possessed, I lost my mind. Oh, I lost my mind. I called Bronson Reed everything but a child of God. I can't even repeat the stuff that I called him. So, of course, Roman was pissed. So we got Roman sitting in the ring and the Usos sitting in the ring. And Roman was like, this is why I told y'all. I wanted to do this on my own. He said, now Roman said, he told them, he said, this is why the whole world thinks I can't do shit on my own. I said, oh, no, we don't think, well, maybe some people think that, but I don't think that because I know who you are. I watched you from when you debuted with the Shield all the way up until now. I know what you're capable of. So don't classify me in with them stupid people. Okay? I didn't appreciate that. I was insulted. But I see where you're coming from. So he was ticked off at him. He was hot. And he let him know that's why he told me that's why I want to do this on my own. And Jimmy always peacemaker. Like, we trying to help. He told him, he said, I love you and I love you. He said, but I don't want to see neither one of you until Christmas. He rode out the ring. He walked around there, got his Ula follow, and he walked up the ramp. Okay. Poor man just Now Jay done got mad. Jay mad. Jay telling Jimmy that's how he is. He's always gonna be him. It's always gonna be him. He's always gonna be like this. And I'm like, how is you mad? You the one messed up. You the one messed up. You the one just speared him to a table and caused him to lose this match. But you mad. So Jay said, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I was like, well, bye. Because that was one time Jay pissed me off. Because I'm like, how is you going to be mad at him for being mad at you for spearing him through a whole table? Because he told you, like he said in the ring, he said there's one way to do this. Y'all need to listen. But I'm going to tell you, I think this is just a little hiccup. This is just a little hiccup in the road. That's all it is. It's just a little hiccup in the road. And I'm going to tell y'all why I said that. Wait a minute. Give me a second. Because Roman was just recently on, what's his name show? Pat McAfee. That's who it was. Pat McAfee. And Roman Reigns says he's officially replaced Paul Heyman as the new wise man of WWE. The wise man taught me, this is what Roman said. The wise man taught me so much, and anything that he's teaching these other guys, I already know. Think he's think he's gone. Think he's gone. Dumb. Think he's gone dumb now. Okay, that's what. And I've become the master. I think there's going to be a shift because Jimmy and Roman had words on Monday because he was like, "What is the problem?" Because Roman told Jimmy Monday, "I see and hear everything." And what's the problem with him taking advice from me? And he basically told him, "You need to get out your brother's way." And during that same interview with Pat, um, he Roman went on to say, talk about Jay. And he said the hardest part is about staying on top. He said Jay had the opportunity a long time ago, and we're just now kind of seeing that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow with him. But there's so much more left to do with him. There are so many more accolades and opportunities for him to capitalize on. That's what I'm saying. He got there. That's one that's one of the hard parts. But the hardest part is staying there. The hardest part is staying relevant. Staying at the top of the mountain to be able to breathe at the altitude. At that altitude. And to do it like I did for what did you say 13, 16? I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but you know what I'm saying. I wish he would listen to me a lot better. See, and he mentioned that when he was going off on him, that they need to listen. I wish his brother would just shut up and listen to me as well. I would take it would make life a lot easier because at the end of the day, I got the proof of concept. I'm the one who mapped this thing out. I'm the one who understands how to get back to the new land. I'm the one that can cross the ocean and come back. I'm the only one that understands how to navigate these waters. I think we're going to have a shift. I thought he had that title more than that. I thought it was longer than 16 days. Maybe I'm wrong. But I could have sworn it was longer than that. I think it's gonna be somewhat of a shift. Um Now he's saying he don't want to see them to Christmas. So some people are already saying that we ain't gonna see Roman until December. I don't think that's true because Survivor Series is coming up, and I have a feeling Roman is gonna be part of Survivor Series. just wait and see. Mm. Now let's go back to 2 tons of fun. Unfortunately, 2 tons of fun is him and Paul is running around saying that he is the first one and the only one that has ever laid out Roman Reigns like that. He's the only one that has put Roman Reigns on a stretcher, and that is an absolute lie. He's a lie, and the truth ain't in him. Because, and he took to the internet and said, nope, nope, nope. He can't even make that claim. The one person that can make the claim that he was the first person to put Roman down and put him on a stretcher is Braun Strowman. And Braun put up a little post and he said, oh, okay, Oswald. He called Heyman. he called Heyman Oswald Cobblepot. He called him Oswald Cobblepot. So better not nobody have nothing to say about nothing that I call him. Because he called that man Oswald Cobblepot. Now, y'all know Heyman and how petty Heyman can be. Heyman, Heyman had a reply. Dear Mr. Strowman, your post was brought to my attention. I have nothing negative to say about you, nor to you, sir. In fact, I am actually relieved and indeed celebratory to learn you're still alive. Something most of us didn't realize and even fewer cared about. With love and respect, Paul Heyman. Triple H, bring Braun Strowman back. Bring Braun back. Because it's easy to be a keyboard warrior. It's easy to write some mess like that. But I bet you $10 to a donut. He ain't gonna say that to Braun's face. And that's what these two needs to be taken down a peg or two. Bring Strowman back. Bring him back. But yes, Braun Strowman was the first man that ever put Roman down and put Roman on a stretcher. Not 2 tons of fun. And 2 tons of fun can't even take credit for that, no way, because he didn't do it by himself. He had assistants. Braun did it all by himself. He didn't have help from nobody. Give credit where credit is due. Okay, moving right along. The women's crown jewel match was Stephanie, Vakir facing Tiffany Stratton. Y'all, that was a good match. But Stephanie, not Stephanie, Tiffany, yeah. When you do the same stuff, yeah, it don't always pan out. My girl, Tiffany hit went up. Okay. It was a good match. She gave it her all. She did. But if my girl had not have won that match, I'm telling y'all, this would be a major crash out right here. But Stephanie took that victory because Tiffany tried that, what you call it, perfect moonsault of hers, which she really needs to stop relying on that so much. Cause she went up and she missed. Honey, Stephanie just nicely rolled out of the way, and the way that Tiffany hit that hit that mat, I was laughing because she hit the mat hard. Um, and Stephanie went to the top, and she did this corkscrew corkscrew splash. I ain't seen nobody do the corkscrew splash in years. It's been a while. She executed that thing perfect. It was a thing of beauty. She came down, honey. Then she locked that leg. One, two, three. And our second women's crown jewel champion, Stephanie Vacure. She took that win. But I give it to the ladies. I give it to them. That was a really good match. They did their thing. They really did. I give it to them. I was impressed. Now, our third match for the morning was John Cena facing AJ Styles. Honey, AJ done went and he done pulled out his old ring gear from his TNA days. Cause I'm like, wait a minute, I know that outfit. It was his old ring gear from his TNA days. And John gave the announcer, what's her name, Alicia Taylor, a special message to read for AJ. And it was nice because it talked about, just kind of said something about him, from TNA to the leader of the Bullet Club. It was nice. I appreciate it. But honey, when I tell you them men left everything they had in that ring, they left everything they had in that ring. I ain't know who was gonna win. They did their thing. And they paid tribute to so many people because they did both of. I'm finna read off the tribute moves that they performed. Now this is the ones that John performed. Okay, he did a skull crushing finale. That's the Miz. The Accolade, Rusev. Walls of Jericho, Chris Jericho. When he did, when he took AJ and he lined him, I said, "Oh, he finna do Sister Abigail." When he did that and he looked towards heaven, I almost cried. Everybody knows that's Bray Wyatt. I was like, and he executed it perfect. He did it exactly how Bray does it. It was awesome. The second rope DDT and the RKO, Randy Orton. The choke slam, Undertaker. He attempted the 619, which is Rey Mysterio, and he attempted a pedigree, and that's Triple H. but them attempts, AJ, stopped him. Now, the one move he used to finish the match, I'm not gonna give that just yet. To end, this was what sealed the deal and got John the win. Now I'm gonna go through the ones that AJ did. AJ did the Scorpion Death Drop Sting. the Coquina Clutch, Samoan Joe, Angel's Wings, Christopher Daniels, Deadeye, Frankie Kazarian, and Sweet Chin Music, Shawn Michaels. But to end this match, and for John to get the win, he did the Tombstone Power Drive. I said, if this don't beat all, when I say them two men did they thing, they did they thing. That was. I've said this 50 million times. Everybody knows I am not a big fan of John Cena. But I give credit where credit is due. And when I say he executed those moves, he executed those moves. Those men, both of them, did a awesome job. And time is winding down. John has 4 more dates. He's gonna be on Raw in Boston, Massachusetts. Then he's gonna be on Raw when they're at Madison Square Garden. Then Survivor Series, which is in San Diego this year, and then the final, December the 13th, in Washington, D.C. John Cena will wrestle his last match. It will be his final time. Now, up next, we had a tag team match. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, facing Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. That match was everything I thought it was going to be, and then some. Oh, them ladies did an awesome job. They did. They did an awesome job. Oscar got on my nerves there for a minute because she kept smacking Io. And I'm like, you better stop smacking Io like that. I was getting upset. There's something lit up in Io. And honey, Io just broke loose. Like, that's right. Because I think Io at first was holding back a little bit. Because this was, her family. These are her girls. And y'all gon', she was a little heartbroken. Y'all gonna do me like this. But honey, when that fire got lit up in Io went off. When I say she went off, she went off. Now, both not Io, Kyrie, well, Oscar was on the apron and was about to get hit. Io gets up there and pushes her out of the way and takes the hit, right? Which she should have just let her get hit. Because, honey, she takes the hit, they done grabbed her, and they just beating the pole crap out of Kyrie. She done got the riptide, then Rhea tags in Io. Io got to that top rope and did her little flip. And honey, the next thing I know, I heard 1, 2, 3. I'm like, where you at, Oscar? Oscar down there just looking crazy, holding her arm or something. I'm like, you ain't that daggone hurt. You could have helped her. Io and Rhea make an awesome tag team. If they was to go after them women tag team championships, we would have some new champions. I am just saying because, honey, they work well together. But yes, honey, them ladies left everything they had in that ring, and they did their thing. But I was so glad they got their win though. But I felt bad for Kyrie, but I was glad my girls won though. Lord, y'all, oh Lord, have mercy. We get down to the main event, and it was the men's crown jewel, and it was Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Y'all, I don't know what that was that Seth had on when he came out there. Um, I had to look at it twice. Um, he looked like one. He looked like a. He looked like a bootleg version of a villain. I just don't know what that was. I'm like, what he got on? What is that? Yeah, I was distraught. I'm like, dude. Okay. Mm. I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy me a wrestling robe and just add stuff to it, and yeah, and make me an entrance. he gave me an idea. I think I'm just gonna buy up a bunch of bathrobes and just bling them out or something. Because I'm serious. If you go back and look at what he had on, you gonna be like, "What is that?" But I shouldn't have been surprised. We talking myself, so I shouldn't be surprised. So Cody come down there. Okay. So they going through all the little formalities and all that bullshit. And oh, excuse me. Um, why Seth wearing that daggone Rolex? So he's taking off that Rolex. Now I am not in a million years thinking that this watch is gonna come into play anywhere in this match. Y'all, when I tell you about that watch, y'all, but they keep calling Cody QB1. Stop calling him QB1. Don't say that no more. Don't ever say that again. If they keep calling him QB1, I'm just gonna crash out because okay, it started off good. It was a lot of back and forth. Um, what's his name? Cody hit a crossroads from the top rope. From the top rope, Seth kicked out. I was like, that's it. He ain't kicking out, but Seth kicked out. I was shocked. I was shocked. And then Seth did something, and Cody kicked out. It was back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, oh my god, this Seth looking like how I'm gonna beat him? How I'm gonna beat him? Now, how does the referee get distracted? I don't know, but y'all, Seth got a hold of that daggone watch. Y'all, he hit Cody with the watch. This dude lost this match to a watch. How you get hit with a watch and you just out? I'm like, is you for real? I had to watch that a second time because I'm like, this didn't happen. This ain't. This is not how this is ending. You're not gonna tell me this. Yes, Seth Rollins won because he hit Cody with a flipping watch, and this mug is just laid out. I'm like, and you call him QB1. I'm like, son of a biscuit eater. You got to be freaking kidding me. This is this is how you lose. I wasn't the only one disgusted. People took to the internet and people was like, are you for real? And then everybody was like, you know what? We should not be surprised because Triple H has always favored Seth Rollins. And I was like, this is a joke. This ain't how this was supposed to end. Not like this. This is the dumbest thing that I have ever seen in my life. And let me tell you something else. Let me tell you how stupid he is. See, you should have left Paul Heyman over there where Paul Heyman was. Because Paul Heyman is not for Seth. Paul Heyman's finna set Seth up. And I'm gonna tell you why I said that. Because when he was in back with 2 Tons of Fun and Dimwit, he told them if Seth gets on the top rope facing the entrance and is begging for all three of them to come out to help him, nobody goes out there to help him. He has to do this on his own. And I'm like, wait a minute. You are supposed to be taking orders from Seth. You don't give orders like that. I'm like, see, you sitting Seth up. You are sitting him up. Yeah. And then Dimwit said, well, what if he loses? And he said, you know what happens if he loses? And I'm like, what you mean? You know what happens if he loses? What you mean by that? What is you trying to imply? And I'm like, y'all better read. Seth better pay attention. And these little dimwit wrestling fans, these newfangled fans, you better read between the lines. This is a setup. He's setting Seth up. I know a setup when I see one. I have watched this man. I through the years. I remember when Paul Heyman had hair and was slim. I know what Paul Heyman is capable of. This is a setup. Mark my words. Seth gonna wish he had left him over there because he would have never pulled this mess. He never pulled this mess with Roman. He never pulled this mess with Brock. Well, he did turn on Brock a couple of times, but not like this though. And he sure ain't gonna do it, punk. Uh-uh. Seth better wake up and smell the coffee. I'm just saying. Now, overall, Crown Jewel was it was good. I enjoyed it. I really did. Even though I was up at the crack of dawn. But I have where was they? I forgot where they was. I have been up as early as 3 a.m. for a one of their PLEs. So yeah, no big deal. So um but I did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Um Everybody brought their A game. Um my only issue was Cody losing to a daggone watch. You got hit with a watch and you just knocked out. Are you flipping kidding me? Come on, Jesus Christ. And you call him QB1. Yeah, yeah. Please stop. I wish they'd stop calling him that because when you looked at them ratings, and yeah, yeah, hmm yeah. Now, what we got coming up next? Okay, for November. Okay. November, we got a Saturday night main event that will be November the 1st. And from what I hear, we could have a Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre match. Now, that will be seen on Peacock. And our next PLE is Survivor Series. And that is Saturday, November the 29th. Let's see, at Petco Park in San Diego, California. So, okay, let me click on this picture. Let me see. They got a poster up. Nope, because they got Naomi on this poster. So we know she ain't gonna be there. Um, I'm trying to see if they put up anything recent. Because some prediction is that the tribal chief will be part of um Survivor Series. Um, which will be, I have a feeling he will be. That's gonna be interesting. And from what I hear, they got big plans for John for Survivor Series. So I can't wait to see how that pans out. So we just gotta see how this starts to come together in the next couple of weeks. For let's see. Yeah, we gotta see how this comes together. Cause Survivor Series will be here before we know it. Cause we're already about in the middle of October, as it is. Hmm. So can't wait to see. Oh yes, Raw Monday, because they're still be in Australia. Raw will be at 8 a.m. So that's gonna be an early morning. So yeah, 8 a.m. Raw on Netflix. Uh Monday morning. So that's gonna be fun. Um I can't wait to see how Raw kicks off. Uh because we should start getting some idea of which direction we going in for, you know. Well, no, because they should be starting matches for the Saturday night main event. So we'll probably get that first. Who's going, participate in that, and then we'll start seeing how it's gonna start shaping up for Survivor Series War Games. Um which this year is going when they play. I'm just interested. I'm gonna be interested to see is they still gonna use um Black Sabbath's War Game song, because it's gonna hit a lot different this year, seeing that Ozzy passed away uh this year, so it's gonna hit differently this year. So it's been a good weekend. SmackDown did not disappoint this week. They did a whole lot better. It was a lot better than the week before. So I'm curious to see how the ratings was, because to see how bad it had dropped to only 100, I mean only to 1 million views. Yeah, but that's what happens when you take the belt off of people and put it on the wrong daggone people. But I ain't got nothing to do with that. And then uh and then we go into Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel, they did their thing. They did their thing, and it was awesome. It was awesome. So they did really good this weekend. Now I will say this: there are titles. The tag team titles on Raw, those titles need to be defended. Cause I don't even remember the last time they defended them daggone titles. I almost forgot we had them. And then who's that chick that's on I think she's the United States, or is she the Intercontinental Champion? No, she's the United States Champion. She done, what's her name? Julia. She wins the title. They take it off of Selena Vega, which that ticked me off. They take it off of her and they put it on this chick, and she's only defended that title, I think, twice. Once or twice since she has had it. They gonna have to do better with these daggone titles, because I'm like, who got what title? Is another one that's not being, Becky's title is not being defended on a regular basis. Oh yeah, she lost Monday night. She lost Monday night to Maxine Dupree. Um, Maxine is actually getting better in the ring. She's doing a whole lot better. She's getting better because she actually was taking it to her, and then Becky gonna get up in the referee face and try to no, Raw ain't doing so good. And but look who the GM is. Are you really surprised? Um, Becky gonna get up in the rest face and call that girl out her name and stuff. And then she was outside the ring up on the announce table showboat. That girl got to counting. She was counting all slow. And Maxine got up in that ring. That was the quickest 6, 7, 8, and 9 I ever heard in my life. And that's how Maxine won, by count out. But she was taking it to her. But yeah, Adam Pierce. Y'all know I do not like Adam Pierce as a GM, and he sucks. But these mugs not defending titles, yeah. Um, Dominic Mysterio defended his against Rusev, and that was a joke because he was running from Rusev. He ran away from Rusev. He knew he couldn't beat no daggone Rusev. But Raw, Raw was the flagship. That was the flagship show. It's going downhill a lot, a lot. Because if y'all notice, I really don't talk about Raw like that anymore. Because for what? Why waste my time? But we gonna check it out Monday, and we gonna see. We gonna see what happens. We gonna see. We gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what's what. We're gonna see. I tell you, any matches that's for Saturday night main event. The good matches are gonna come from they're gonna come from SmackDown. They're gonna come from SmackDown. So we'll see what happens Monday. Tuesday. Let's see. I think I done covered everything because this was a good weekend. Oh, NXT. I gotta tell y'all this. I gotta tell y'all this. And Tuesday NXT had the little invasion thing where they was facing off against TNA. Honey, I didn't see it. I was, doing the show, but I caught the tail end of it and I wasn't going back to look at it. But I did see this. The Hardy Boys. They shouldn't have made this match. They should not have made this match. On Tuesday, the match was the Hardy Boys against Dark State, and both tag team championships was up on the line. I don't know who in NXT thought that was a good idea. I don't even know who in NXT thought that Dark State could take the Hardy Boys. Because that was not going to happen. Because, honey, the Hardy Boys, they done took the NXT championship. Yes, the Hardy Boys has the NXT championship as well as the TNA championship. They are double champions. Yes, they did. They did their thing on Tuesday. Then, now, it was a traditional, the old school, excuse me, y'all, Survivor Series, 4-on-4. You know how it would be, okay, if, you know, excuse me, dang, you paying you, until it's just, however men standing or one man standing for that team or whatever. Honey, NXT lost. Because they lost two of their men. Then it came down to Trick Williams and Ricky Saints. Trick Williams, little. Yeah, I'm finna get on. We gonna touch on that in just a minute. Trick Williams walks away and leaves Ricky Saint out there by himself. So you got 3-on-4. When I say that boy held his own, they made a good decision when they took that title off of Oba and put it onto Ricky. I will say this: they did make a good decision on that because he represented NXT very well. They lost the men's Survivor Series match, but he gave it his all because he actually, when he came down to 3-on-1, he actually pinned one of them dudes. So it ended up being 2-on-1. They found the numbers just got the best of him. He held it as long as he could, but he tried. I give him that. He did his thing. He got heart. He got heart. Now Trick Williams, I got somewhere he could go. Son of a. Now let's talk about Mercedes Moné, and also formerly known as Sasha Banks. This bootleg heifer done come up here with another title. I saw that this morning. I don't even know the name of this title. I saw it, and that's how quickly I forgot it because I don't even know. I'm like, we just making up titles now because I ain't never heard of this title before in my life. So now she got how many belts, E? Because I done lost count. See, no, because she's not that daggone good. She's not. A raccoon. can beat his way out of a wet paper bag better than her. This is an absolute joke. And these are titles I ain't never heard of in my life. Because the one she got today that I saw she had gotten, I'm like, where does buttermilk title come from? Let's see. What's this title's name? I'm just over this. Because, like, no. Uh, where's she at? AEW. Let's see see if we can find real quick. Find the name of this bootleg title that she just won. Cause it was something weird. I remember that. Cause I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And I'm like, they don't put a where's these titles coming from? Is what I want to know. And notice she ain't defended none of them. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. You know, I should when I saw that, I should have screenshot it so I'd have it. Because it was something weird. I had never heard of it before. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start making up stuff. I'm gonna make up titles. Because that's all they doing. They just making up titles. I cannot find it. But it's something crazy. The, wait a minute. I put in something wrong. Let's try 10th title and see if that will bring it up. Because I really want to know the name of it. That's it. Body Slam Women's Championship. That's it. Are we serious? And they say she won this in Denmark. Like, are you serious? And they tell me she is the AEW TBS champion. She don't defend that. When did she defend that? Look at this. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. That's about as bad as them running around talking about that Becky Lynch is the greatest women's wrestler of all times. I thought they was just saying she was the greatest women's wrestler like for the year or something like that. No, they said of all times. I'm like, y'all on that stuff. Y'all better get off of that. Cause no, you did not say of all times. You just gonna bypass all these other women, the ones that paved the way, and you gonna crown her the greatest women's wrestler of all. Oh no, 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 no. We ain't doing that. I will not. I will not acknowledge that foolishness. But oh, old school wrestler, Sir Mo. If you remember Men on a Mission, he's in the hospital. Last I saw, he was in ICU. Keep him in your prayers. And today, the 11th, is Rhea Ripley's birthday. Um, so that's kind of neat. She got a win. She was at home. So happy birthday to Rhea. And oh, I'm gonna top it off with this. As far as wrestling news, I'm gonna top it off with this. Um, Undertaker has said on his podcast, he has said that he never used his influence to help his wife, Michelle McCool, which we all knew that was a lie. I was like, I was born at night, not last night, because you the reason your wife is in the daggone Hall of Fame. Ain't nobody stupid. Well, Freddie Prince Jr. used to be a writer for the WWE. And Freddie Prince has come out and let everybody know, hey, when I was a writer, I wrote a story. I wrote a storyline for the Divas Championship where she was gonna lose that title. He goes and talks to her about it, tells her how it's gonna go. She was not happy about it. She go tell Taker. Guess what happened to that? It was gone. Michael Hayes came to him and told him his story for the Divas Champion was gone. Well, he was like, "What you mean it's gone?" So Michael was like, "Well, X, Y, and Z, such and such and such and such, is gone." So yeah, but he ain't never used his pool. We knew he used his pool with Vince before he even got with her. Remember his first wife? No, she wasn't the first wife. She was one of them wives. Remember the wife Sarah that popped up in WWE with him, and the whole stalker thing with DDP, and she pinned DDP in the DDP now. Dallas Diamond Page, who is a three-time WCW championship. Sarah pinned him in the middle of the ring. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. When the match was announced, I said, Taker is behind this. Because he started when he married her, he started doing stuff, he started saying stuff that was not lining up with his whole character. And we all knew it was because he was married to her. Then when the match came up, it was like, she gonna win. And sure enough, when she pinned DDP, I'm like, oh no, we ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. I was so glad when that heifer got gone, I didn't know what to do. Then we find out he was dating Michelle McCool. I was like, shoot, we can't win for losing. And then when he said this on the podcast, I was like, why you telling that hot lie? Because we know yeah. And then now Freddie Prince Jr. has pulled, he's like, look, let me tell you what happened. Story I wrote. I ain't telling you about nobody else. I'm telling you what I wrote. It got thrown out. It got thrown out because she went to take her. Yeah. Uh huh. Uh huh. Because that's just like when it was announced, like what it was last year, she was going into the Hall of Fame. We all knew that was because of Taker. I was hot because what had she done to go into the Hall of Fame? Not a damn thing. But anyway, that's why I'm waiting to see who else is gonna go in because we still got a lot of people that should be in the Hall of Fame that ain't in the Hall of Fame, and they letting folks in the Hall of Fame that don't need to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm waiting to see who's gonna be the next person they announce for the Hall of Fame, and hopefully I don't have to crash out about it. Um, it be somebody good. Um, but I will see you guys again. Um, on Tuesday. Uh, keeping with the holiday season theme. Uh, we gon' we're gonna recap a couple of the Halloween havocs. Okay, that's starting to get on my nerves. Um, a couple of the Halloween havocs because it's it's one of the matches I want to talk about. That this is when everything officially will switch over. The second Halloween Havoc, even though it, when you look at it, it does say WCW. It will say WCW, but it still fell up under the NWA because everything was not finalized with the sale of uh of the of the company. So it still followed over under them. But yeah, when hey road, but when it officially went under WCW, that first Halloween Havoc they had, it was the first one for them, but it was the third year. Woo wee! I, I'm telling you, things that they did back then, they couldn't do those. They couldn't have those kind of matches now because too many people would be up in their feelings about it. It would be just way too many people just cry. Oh, I can't believe they're gonna do that. Somebody's going to get hurt. Like, just sit down and enjoy the ride. So, so we'll be back Tuesday, and I hope everybody has the remainder of your weekend is wonderful, and and blessed. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.